red king, tanner, and Jensen crab fisheries in southeast Alaska, also longline for halibut in southeast Alaska. I'm invested in a small skiff rental business presently. I receive a stipend from the state of Alaska as a member of the Board of Fish. I hold an interest in the Olympic Resources Group, a mining exploration endeavor. I have no other business interests at this time. My wife works full-time at First Bank in Petersburg. We received the permanent dividend fund from Alaska annually. My personal involvement in organizations as related to fish and wildlife resources include a membership with the United Fishermen of Alaska. I have no policy-making capacities in this organization. My subsistence fish for salmon, halibut, crab in southeast Alaska. I'm a lifelong resident of Alaska. I have always enjoyed hunting and sport fishing. My two sons also sport fish and hunt. I have 3 members of my immediate family directly involved in the commercial fishing industry in Alaska. My oldest son, Jeremy, is a commercial fisherman. He lives in Petersburg. He owns and operates his own fishing vessel with permits for southeast Alaska salmon seine, the northern southeast Alaska herring pound permit, and southeast Alaska golden crab fishery. He occasionally participates in the southeast Dungeness fishery and the red king crab fisheries. My younger son is recently graduated from college. He commercial fishes with his brother. Right now he's doing the golden crab fishery, and he fishes with me and his brother both in the summer. My brother Mark is a commercial fisherman. He fishes for salmon, crab, Dungeness crab, and herring in southeast Alaska. Mr. Chair, I have what I believe is one conflict in the matters before us at this meeting, and that's proposal number 195 that's dealing with Dungeness crab. And other than that, I certify to the best of my knowledge my disclosure statement is true, correct, and complete, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Just a couple questions. You personally, or what member of your family participates in this fishing?
Well, me and my brother Mark both Dungeness fish. I've never fished down this area commercially, and my brother fished down there 5 or 6 years ago for one or 2 years. I'm not really sure. I know he was down there 1 for sure. And neither of us have participated since it was reopened 2 years ago, last year, I guess, Mr. Chair.
Does that take away some of the quota from where you might fish though? Would the quota change in your fishery?
No, it would. It's one. There's no specific quota for the whole fishery. It's just a time fishery.
Okay. Being that you think you're conflicted out, I'm not going to disagree with you. You know more about fishery than I do. So.
Well, I was conflicted out in southeast when we made the original decision, so I figured it was prudent to stay that way, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Any questions from other board members? Department of Law, any comments? Okay, I'll rule that you participate fully in all the proposals except for 195. It's 195?
Yeah.
Ms. Brown.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I am Bill Brown, and I lived in Alaska for almost 19 years. This is my second term on the Board of Fisheries. I moved to Juneau in 1991 to take a position teaching economics at UIS. One of the courses I taught was resource and environmental economics. I left the university in 2000 and opened a fishing reel repair shop, Taku Reel Repair, which I run out of my home. I earn most of my income from Taku Reel Repair, but also have income from mutual funds, a small stream of royalties from books I publish all Professor, PFD, and this honorary from the board. I'm single, have no children or relatives who have any connection to the fishing industry in Alaska or anywhere else. I'm an avid sport fisherman, but have no affiliation with the fishing industry other than to my reel repair customers. My reel repair customers are primarily private sport fishermen, charter operators, and fishing launches. A few of my customers are also commercial fishermen. I do not sell or repair electric fishing reels or electric downriggers. I do own and use 2 electric downriggers on my personal boat. I'm not now and have never been involved in any lawsuits related to the fishing or fishing industry. I have no conflict of interest with any proposals before the Board of Fisheries. I certify that this disclosure is true and complete to the best of my knowledge, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Other board members, questions? We do have some proposals before us on electric reels. Do you think that influences your business?
I do not work or sell electric reels. I can see how no way that would influence my business.
Okay, thank you. Hearing that, I rule that you can participate fully in matters for this meeting. Mr. Johnstone.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Carl Stanley Johnstone. My spouse's name is Valerie Ann Van Brocken. I've been an Alaska resident continuously since 1967. My wife has been a resident since the late 80s. I'm a retired judge. My wife used to be an assistant district attorney for the state of Alaska, thereafter an assistant U.S. attorney in Anchorage. I'm presently not employed. Since my retirement as a judge, I have occasionally done arbitration, mediation, and practiced law on a very limited basis. My spouse is presently a law enforcement trainer and trains for many law enforcement agencies throughout the United States. She has a contract with the state of Alaska to train recruits in the Sitka Law Enforcement Academy. She is compensated for her efforts. I receive a judicial retirement benefit from the state of Alaska, a permanent fund dividend from time to time, income from investments in public corporations and money market funds, Social Security benefits, and an honorarium as a member of the Board of Fish. My spouse receives other income from investments in public corporations and money market funds. We have no other business interests. In the 1980s, I owned and used limited entry permits for gillnet, sacro, herring in Southeast Alaska and Prince William Sound. I owned and used salmon setnet and driftnet fishing permits in Bristol Bay. My spouse and I have resident hunting and fishing licenses, and we occasionally exercise the rights allowed by those licenses. I have 4 daughters, all adults who live in New York City, San Francisco, Eugene, Oregon, and Anchorage, none of whom are in any way connected to the fishery resources except as consumers of the resource and occasionally as sport fishers. To the best of my knowledge, neither I or any member of my family, as the term is defined by law, have any personal or financial interest in any business or organization relating to fish or wildlife resources, have any interest in a business that may be affected by any of the regulatory proposals to be discussed at this meeting, have any other interest of a personal or financial nature that may be affected by any of the regulatory proposals to be discussed at this meeting, and nor are we involved in any lawsuit of any kind, other than the fact that from time to time, as a member of the Alaska Board of Fisheries, I may be party to a suit filed against the board. To the best of my knowledge, there is nothing I'm currently aware of that would prevent me from fully participating in all of the matters before the board of this meeting. I certify this disclosure is, to the best of my knowledge, complete, true, and accurate, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Board